Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to 15 Good Minutes. As always, it's your guy, Coach B, and I'm here with the A-Team. JR, how we doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. Nice day today. A little chilly, but it was great. And basketball slowing down, baseball coming up, bro.
I hear you, Freddie. What's good in Texas, buddy?
Texas is Texas. That's it is what it is. To JR's point, it's hard to believe baseball is actually coming up because it's kind of been quiet with the whole, the world thing.
I watched that, the World Baseball Classic. Yeah.
It's kind of been quiet. You haven't seen a lot of notoriety about spring training and everything.
Right, but we're here today to talk about the Final Four. I got some stuff I want to throw at you guys and get your opinion on some things. We're going to have Florida Atlantic playing San Diego State, and Miami is going to be playing UConn. Before we get into that, though, and I'll start with you, Freddie, based on just last weekend, like with the Elite Eight, what did you see? Were you excited by any of the games? Did you see anything that surprised you in any of those games?
Definitely Florida Atlantic. And I'm wondering to myself, is Florida Atlantic legit, or are they the new Florida Gulf Coast, right? From a few years back, right?
JR, anything from the Elite Eight that stood out to you that you liked, didn't like, or were you excited about any of the games?
I was excited by the kid Newell. What does he play for again?
Kansas State.
Yeah, Kansas State. He really excited me the last two games he played. Came up a little short.
No pun intended.
Yeah. But, he really surprised me. I thought he would take them to that 4. But it just wasn't enough. I don't know about them being a Florida AU being an anomaly. I mean, they won 35 games this year. So
yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't think they're an anomaly. Number one,
I think
of the 4 teams left, they got the best record of all 4 of them,
and they beat Peoples.
I was most impressed with them, even like everybody liked K-State and they were riding them, but what I saw and the way that they moved the ball, now mind you, I was in Vegas last week and I was watching that game with a buddy of mine from Golf DMV podcast. LB was with me, and Lou was there, JR, and Rodney from Kentucky, and the 4 of us were there watching that game. And the spacing and the ball movement and the way they hit that big fella down the middle, the passing was superb. He never brought the ball down. He played like a legitimate big man. And in the first half, I'm like, all the hype is around K-State because of, what they did to get there. But I'm thinking these guys are legit. And I think they're going to be legit against San Diego State. And then coming back to you, Freddie, I don't think it was a foul, number one, against Nemhart. Number 2, I wouldn't have called it at that point in time. And I've been doing a lot of reading up on this last couple of days, and a lot of officials said the same thing. However, I'm on board with Creighton's coach because he said in the postgame some things that I would say at the end of a game like that. He agreed that one, he didn't think it was a foul. I didn't either. But he also said there was like 10 different places that they lost that game. He said, don't put it on the foul. He said, we missed bunnies, point blank layups, open shots, open threes, stickbacks. He's like, he found, easily 10 to a dozen opportunities to get another 2 or 3 points. And that was a 1-point win, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So I don't think the officials should have called it, Freddie. I don't think it was a foul. But I thought there were just some really good games. That was a 1-point game. I think going back to the question about surprises, UConn beating the shit out of Gonzaga was epic to me. And now I've been asking myself this question for years, so I'm just going to put it out there because, Freddie, you and I talked about it the last time that Carolina won because it was against Gonzaga. I'm just going to put it out there now that no matter how good a team they are and how good their record is, and I get it, they're playing who's in front of them, they're just not as talented collectively as some of the other leagues around. They play in a unique place. I think it's the WCC. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I know that they're out there, but they just got man. I mean, they were down 30 early. You know what I mean? And UConn just did everything so right. So I like Mark Few, I like Gonzaga, but now I'm of the mindset that they will always be one of those teams that will get there and just can't finish. Do y'all see anything different with them, or were you surprised by how they got crushed like that?
Well, I wasn't really surprised because UConn crushed everybody they played just about.
Not by 35.
No, not by 35, but I mean
Yeah.
they walked over just about all their competition. It
In
wasn't
that
like,
game, UConn was a 4 seed, Gonzaga was a 3 seed. So I get that they were neck and neck. Like there was another one that was pretty close. Like Xavier in Texas, for example. I think it was a 2-3 matchup. So I could have taken any one of those. But if you look at the 2-3 matchup, that was like ended up being a 12-point win with some free throws down the stretch, JR. So I get that. But it was like out the gate, Gonzaga wasn't ready for what UConn was putting on. I mean,
there was no coming back. I think I was texting you about that game. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like they were like, every time you looked around, it was like UConn was scoring a bucket. I'm like, God dang, there's no way to catch up on that.
FAU is going against San Diego State. That's a 9 seed, and I'm throwing seeds out, by the way. I tend to reseed when we get to the Final Four. I think Freddie did that last year, and it made sense. You can't hang on to the number now that they were going into when they got the round of 64. So, JR, talk to me about Florida Atlantic and San Diego State. Anything impressed you? Anything that you're expecting, and who wins that game?
I like FAU, and say what you want, but they've been playing great ball.
Give me a final score of that game.
You said what? The final score?
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be a high score, but I would say 65 to 50, 54.
11-point win. Freddie, over to you. We got Florida Atlantic against San Diego State. What do you see with that game, and who do you expect to win?
To your point earlier, FAU does have the best record of all the remaining teams. That is a fact. However, when I am of the belief that I look at the entire body of work. They don't have a lot of impressive wins on their schedule outside of whatever they did in the tournament, right? San Diego State is the best defense of all guys of all 4 teams. So I'm picking San Diego State just because of their defense.
Give me a score.
71-60. And I think the game will be closer, but I think toward the end of the game, free throws is gonna extend it out.
I'm gonna align with what JR is saying here in the sense that I like FAU. I'm not taking anything away from San Diego State, I'm also not making the claim that the FAU is playing with house money. They playing legitimate basketball. They getting up and down. They're not winning by luck. They running their stuff and it's working. I got FAU over San Diego State, by 8 points. So, I'll say, 70 to 62. I won't be surprised, JR, if San Diego State gets it. Again, not hating at all. JR, the second game Saturday night has got Miami at UConn. And one thing I want to say before you get into your breakdown of that game is, let's take a moment here for Coach Larranaga and say, well, damn done. Knocked off the number 1 seed Houston. And I don't know if y'all saw my man in the locker room, but
he was dancing. He was getting
my man had some moves. You know what I mean? Put the smooches on the misses after the game, with the neck lock. I love the way that they're playing, y'all. Tell me what you see in this game coming up between Miami and UConn.
I really like Miami. If they keep their defense together, and if Miller's playing the way he played the last game, whoa, it's gonna be a problem for UConn. I'd say 78 to 73.
5-point game. Freddie, you agree with JR? Is Miami going to take out UConn in your world?
It's long overdue for Jim Larranaga, but I think this is where it comes to an end. I low key in college basketball, UNC is my team. But I have always been a low-key lover of UConn and Villanova. Sadly enough, I don't even know the name of UConn's head coach.
Hurley.
Yeah, Hurley.
Bobby Hurley?
Yeah. No, Dan Hurley.
Hurley. Okay.
Correct.
I would go probably 77-70 UConn.
Okay, so you got a 7-point game. I'm gonna split the difference. I agree with Freddie on this one, JR. I think UConn is strong, but again, it's again, I said I wasn't gonna use seeds, but this is a 4-5 matchup. It could go either way. I just like the way Hurley's kids are playing. They can both fill up the bucket. I see this game going in the 80s easily. So I'm going to go 83-80 with the nod over to UConn. So that means we're now at a point, JR, where,
I myself on the island.
I need you, not so much, but now I need you to pick your championship. So, you got FAU versus Miami, which would pit two Florida teams against each other in the championship game on Monday. So all I want you to give me at this point is, if you're right and FAU is facing Miami, who wins it all on Monday night between those two in your world?
Man, okay, it's going to be Miami.
You sound doubtful.
Yeah, I am because I don't know what FAU will pull out of their hat, for that game, because now it's different. It's an interstate rivalry now. I mean, these
you think they care about that at that point on Monday?
Man, they playing. They've
played each other 25 times so far, just so you know. And Miami has won 24 of those.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying. So, JR, you've got Miami cutting down the nets on Monday night. Over to you, Freddie. You've got UConn going up against San Diego State. Give me a winner.
I'm going UConn 73-67.
Close game. Okay. I've got UConn and FAU, right? I'm going FAU for the chip.
Oh, see, I know you go
for the chip. FAU for the chip, 75-70 on Monday night. This is since 1979, the first time we don't have a 1, 2, or 3 seed, JR, which is interesting. We're asking the audience, who do you have cutting down the nets on Monday night for the 2023 NCAA championship? I'm going to hit the lads up and see if anybody's got something to say. Starting with you, JR. You got anything to say, buddy?
No, I don't have anything to say. Not today.
Freddie, you got anything to say?
I have something to say. Lamar Jackson, get an agent, period. I mean, get an agent. I want you to get paid. I want you to get your money, but you can't go at this along with you and your mom trying to negotiate with billionaires for $190 million. It's not going to work. Get yourself an agent, pay that 3-5% or whatever it may be, pay them. Then once you play out that contract, then you have a little bit more experience with negotiating your contract, but get yourself an agent.
Right. And I would agree 100%. Yeah, this is the equivalent of being charged with a major crime and going to court without a lawyer.
Right. Yep.
It's just, Freddie's got something to say is important, especially when you're at a point where this could conceivably be the single largest contract of your professional career, right? And I just think that he would have other pro players and friends or whatever that have gone through this before that could help advise him here. I don't know what he's doing, and I agree with Freddie 100%.
What makes him think his mother can do contracts? Did she sleep at a Holiday Inn or something? You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, no, for real. Come on, man.
Oh my goodness. That was a good. I got something to say, Freddie. Well timed. We agree with you, and we'll keep track on that and see how it goes. That's really all we got time for today, folks. Glad you guys tuned in. It's good to be back here with you guys. We will see you again next week. We hope you guys enjoy the Final Four this Saturday and subsequently the national championship on Monday. That's it. We'll talk to you guys next week.
All right. Y'all come back now.